everybody, and welcome to NASCAR.com and NASCAR Facebook Live for XFINITY Series GarageCam. Throwback style from Darlington Raceway. No International, but I just saw the logo on the side of the car here. It's awesome. Let me show you this. The NASCAR International logo on the sides of these cars. And that's just awesome. The old school NASCAR logo, a throwback weekend for XFINITY Series. This is GarageCam presented by Mobil 1, and this Michael Waltrip paint scheme is pretty darn cool for Spencer Gallagher. So many paint schemes highlight our garage in the Cup side and on the XFINITY side. And these XFINITY guys are getting into it too. Dylan Lupton with the Jeff Gordon throwback. Oh, what a celebration of history and heritage in South Carolina, and the beautiful A.J. Foyt paint scheme on last week's Cinderella story. That's right, the repairable vehicles. Number 51 was in Victory Lane last week at Road America. And Jeremy Clements, hey man, how's it feel to be the Cinderella story of NASCAR?
It feels amazing. Hold on, I want you to get run over by 33.
I mean, a few people have been run over by 33, yeah. I'm sure, but how's it feel to be the Cinderella story of the year in NASCAR?
It's still unreal, honestly. Still trying to pinch myself, and everybody keeps congratulating us, so it must be real. I mean, it's just been an amazing week. It flew by, and I haven't had to pay for many meals this week.
That's good.
Yeah, my wallet likes that, and I'm just thrilled. We got a winner sticker on that thing.
Yeah, look at this.
How cool is that? That is so awesome. I'm just thrilled still, man. Can't believe it.
For all the people that have stuck by you through some tough times, dirt racing, and over here in the NASCAR side, what do you have to say to those people?
I gotta thank them first and foremost. Like repairablevehicles.com, Brad, Jeff, and those guys have been with us for a number of years. They've stepped up their support each year, and just to prove everybody wrong, like the critics, and that we're just a small team, and why do you keep doing this? But I hope that makes everybody think, okay, they're here for real.
Hey, you heard the stat probably of you're the last driver to win, a non-Cup driver to win in a non-Cup affiliated team was 2006 with David Gillen. But did you also know that you're a South Carolina boy, and a South Carolina guy hasn't won since, I believe, 2006, I believe it was, with Jason Keller, 2003, excuse me, 14 years since a South Carolina guy has won in the National Series of NASCAR.
That's amazing. I mean, wow. That's a lot of years, man. I can't believe there's no other South Carolina guys that have won since Keller. And Jason was a heck of a wheel man, and he was a friend of mine. I hope we got to see everything, but yeah, to be the first non-Cup team affiliated since 06 too. Wow, incredible.
Tell us about this paint scheme you got here. I know it's loud here, but this is not just a throwback to A.J. Foyt here, one of the legends of our sport. But,
yes. So this is a scheme from
1964.
Yes, it's hard to think with that car running, but 1964, A.J. Foyt, my grandfather Crawford Clements, they won the Daytona July race with this scheme. So I wanted to honor that, and this is why I chose it.
That's awesome, man.
I like your hat, by the way. That's pretty dang cool.
Thank you, brother. All right, well, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Hey, thanks everybody out there on GarageCam land, and I appreciate everybody's support. And I'm just glad to do it, and I appreciate all the fans sticking by us through all this time.
All right, man. South Carolina, and here in South Carolina, Darlington, South Carolina, the feel-good story of the year, possibly in all three series of NASCAR, is this small team that could and did last week at Road America. 33 of Brandon Jones. Got to mention here this number 39 of Ryan Sieg, the paint scheme. His brother Shane Sieg passed away this week, and this paint scheme paying homage to his brother. This is a paint scheme that his brother ran in the late model ranks, and prayers, of course, out to the entire Sieg family in this tough time, and we're all a big family here, so Shane Sieg being remembered on the track. Man, it is a bright day in Darlington, South Carolina. Look at this, Jeff Gordon making all the noise. that 23 throwback to Michael Waltrip. Waltrip brought his suit over to the shop the other day. Wayne Naughton walking through the garage here, taking an eye. He's smiling. He's loving these paint schemes. Those 7 Ray Black. And I'll tell you what, this has got to be one of my personal favorites here. The number 52 car of Joey Gase. And why is this a favorite? Well, because Jimmy Means filled in and drove the 25 for Tim Richmond and in the Folgers paint scheme back in the day. And this is a little Jimmy Means throwback, of course, to Jimmy Means' own car. Jimmy Means, such a fixture in our sport for so many years. He is a throwback, man. Garrett Smithley throwing back to Indianapolis with the number nothing machine. Jonathan Merriman is here, our lead reporter on NASCAR.com, as we pass the B.J. McLeod car. And B.J., man, we haven't been on track, but it looks like he's got a little Darlington stripe there.
Start early.
Start early. All right, man, what's your favorite part of this throwback weekend?
Looking at all the cars, definitely, you know, I think the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series cars get a lot of attention. Some really cool paint schemes on this side of the garage. The Sam Art scheme may be one of my, personal favorites. The gold letters on that thing. I don't know if they have gold wheels on it or not, but if they did, that would be the cherry on top. But that's definitely just kind of coming out here and getting to explore. The heat's not any fun, but the paint schemes.
It's not that bad. Come on now.
Yet.
But even look at this. I wish they could put the Superbird wing on this car, because the Pete Hamilton throwback scheme for Timmy Hill. And not only a throwback scheme, but the throwback stash, man.
Well, how'd it turn out?
I think it turned out good, man. I like it. It's pretty dirty. I tried to stash myself, and my stash doesn't even compare to this greatness right here of Timmy Hill.
It only took me 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
But
show off.
I don't personally like it. It's just real hot and fuzzy and itchy. But what the heck, I'm dedicated.
All right, tell us about this paint scheme here, because Pete Hamilton, of course, a legend of our sport. Don't you wish you could put a wing out there on this thing?
That'd be neat. Of course, this was a throwback to when they had the real big wings on the back of these things.
The Superbirds.
The Superbirds. And, we had this car painted blue originally. We said, heck, this would make it look a really good Petty Enterprise throwback. And the difference with this car, when Pete Hamilton ran it, is he didn't want to look identical to Richard's car. So they ran a red triangle on the hood, and we went ahead and put that on there, too.
Really? Let's take a look at that. Oh, yeah, there you go, the marker.
So the reason for this was to tell the two cars apart. Yep.
I guess, these two cars didn't have much on them, but how cool is it to throw back here? I mean, I know you got the sweat dripping from you,
yes.
But most of the time we don't see drivers come out of the air conditioning very quickly.
No,
and this weekend, everybody just wants to be out here, dude.
It's hot out here. It's humid. Well, it's not actually hot. It's just really humid. Everybody's sweating, losing a lot of weight, water weight anyhow, so everybody's trying to stay hydrated.
Which is kind of old school in itself.
Yeah. These guys try to tell me to not run the cool box on the inside of the car, which I told them they were crazy.
Well, it saves weight, man. It saves weight. Come on, weight makes speed.
I don't mind helping these guys and sweating out here, but I better have the AC on the inside so I can save myself a little bit. But this weekend is really cool to have all the throwback to a lot of the pioneers of the sport. It's really neat. Glad we can be part of that. Glad everybody else is as well. So it's just a really special weekend.
All right, Timmy Hill right there, the number 40, throwing back to Pete Hamilton. We'll be able to see that car from the front right there. And I'll tell you what, this car right here, at first you might wonder what it's about, but this number 90 car and these colors are very synonymous, and they're synonymous with not only Dick Trickle and the Hillig Myers furniture car, but Junie Dunleavy. So an unbelievable throwback here for you.
Yeah, I love it. When we were going through and looking at all the schemes that we thought we might pick from, this one stood out with the teal, and it just went perfectly along with Coastal Carolina. So I got super excited with the team to get this thing put together, and getting to show it off throughout the week's been a lot of fun. And actually, I've had to go over to Brian over at the 22 car, and he had one of these Hillig Myers hats, and actually one of the originals from the Real Crew. So it's just been sitting in a closet for him, and he's like, do you want it? And I was like, heck yeah, I do. This thing will go perfect with our number 90 this weekend. So I was, super stoked. I think the car looks beautiful. I love the throwback schemes that Darlington puts on. I love this whole weekend. So, I'm really excited. In the home state of Coastal Carolina University, and we're about an hour from the university right now, so it's kind of cool getting to wake up from the apartment there and come here directly instead of having to stay in a hotel. But super excited for the entire weekend.
All right, Brandon Brown throwing back to Dick Trickle. I'll tell you what, one of the legends of our sport and one of my personal favorite race car drivers, Dick Trickle. And, of course, that was the number 90 Junie Dunleavy car that he drove. And Junie, of course, a garage in Richmond is named after that true Virginia gentleman. There's a Virginia gentleman of ours right there, Jonathan Merriman, joined us on GarageCam. Oh, man, I heard about this car, and I haven't seen it. So, sorry, that was my reaction to just seeing it. But the long Lewis Ford Dodge, because it's a Dodge body car, of Mike Harmon, throwing it back. Hold on, Harmon's over here. And I just saw this car for the first time, and I'll tell you what, I'm pretty geeked up over it, man.
Yeah, man. I grew up watching Red race, one of my heroes, man. He's the main character in the Alabama gang. So.
And Red Farmer's still getting it done in a long Lewis Ford car at Talladega Short Track every once in a while. He's just an institution.
He is. In the mid-'80s, still driving race cars. He's my hero.
So you think when you're 80, you'll still be driving a race car, Harm?
If somebody help me in and out of it.
All right, that's awesome. But the Red Farmer throwback scheme is pretty cool. And right over the name, Mike Harmon, is Red Farmer, a beautiful tribute to a true class act individual and founding member of the Alabama gang.
Interesting fact, Dilner. You and Mike Harmon both drive Dodges. You both have goatees, and you both are growing your hair out.
That is pretty darn good.
Pretty soon he'll be hosting GarageCam.
That Dale Earnhardt drove. Yeah, Mike Harmon is going to host GarageCam. We're both growing our hair out. Harmon's got some good hair. I don't have anything on Harmon's hair. But Ben Kennedy right here, support Harvey Relief on the side of that number 96 car. And so many in this NASCAR family here are our thoughts and prayers. Not just thoughts and prayers, but our relief efforts. Kenny Wallace and them are actually going to physically be raising money and helping out, and so many people with things on their cars, and Texas Strong, and support messages and text messages to text and donate. It's a real neat thing that the NASCAR Garage does. Jeff Green, the number 93 this weekend. I'm not throwing back to anything. I think he should do the Nestle's Quick Car and throw back to himself. But there is a Jeff Green throwback this weekend, but he's not running it. Somebody else is, but oh my Lord. What do we got here?
What's up?
So, I mean,
well, this has been a month in the going.
It's been a month in the going.
Yeah.
Mine's been about 3 weeks, so we're in the same department. Is that like a Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean
well,
throwback?
Sort of. You know, after the Bristol weekend a couple weeks ago, my sponsor sent me a picture. It was just a GIF of Jack Sparrow, and he just said Jack Sparrow. That's all he said to me. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, I don't know. I tried to grow it out. I thought it was like lucky, you know, for a little while, but last week wasn't so great. Hit some water and tore the thing up. But I kept it for the throwback weekend.
Oh, what else are you throwing back? I haven't seen the car yet.
No, it's the same. I threw it back to last week.
Threw it back to last week?
Yeah, I threw it all the way back to last week.
That's a long. Hey, people don't realize how many minutes and how many hours that it actually is.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it was a while ago.
I do the math, but I suck at math.
I wish we could have done a cool scheme or done something different, but we're just rocking the old blue scheme this
next
weekend.
year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah,
I'll think of it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Let me know.
Hey, we'll have a year to do that and a year to grow that mustache.
Yeah, I'll keep it going.
Oh, that's great. Jack Sparrow, our own Jack Sparrow in the NASCAR Garage. Number 22 of Joey Logano. Oh, that's throwing it back because there's an old guy on his crew. Brent Wentz. Halfway, says the flag. Hey, come on, let's get an old school halfway. Come on, give it a little tilt, little, you know.
Working.
He's working. Elliott Sadler in the number 1 car. The Cale Yarbrough Hardy scheme with the Armor colors on the number 1 of Elliott Sadler from Emporia, Virginia. Eric Jones throwing it back a little Davey Allison style with a lot more sponsorship on it. The Main Street Racers Fine Foods and Bistros on this number 20. Let's get some comments, man. We've had a whole show. Louis DiDonato, I would like to see the Jeff Gordon Dylan Lepton car. You saw that. Ricky Wilson saying, a lot of people saying congratulations to Jeremy Clements Adam Doss, go get a win. Elliott Sadler, and good luck. There you go. And I'll tell you what, the Cup version of Denny Hamlin's throwback is the one I really want to talk about because it's the 11 car, but doing kind of a twin throwback, a similar paint scheme with the Sports Clips ride on this. Number 18 of Denny Hamlin, of course, the Ray Hendrick Mr. Modified tribute. I'm a modified guy myself, and I think it's one of the coolest paint schemes we got right there, the Flying 11. Robert Lute, love the white letter tires. Oh, yeah. There it is, baby. Goodyear Eagles, the white letters, throwing back. Not all the drivers are doing throwback paint schemes. And, man, I just snuck up on Tyler Reddick. Did that make the hair on your back, like, stand up?
I don't have any hair on my back, so
your neck?
luckily...
Hair on your face stand up?
Yeah, a little bit, right?
A little bit. So you guys didn't throw back, but I don't know, man. You might be throwing it back like Kenny Loggins style with the beard, right?
Yeah, I was really wanting to do a throwback paint scheme. Just didn't work out with the team, but that's okay. We still got a hot rod. This thing's won a couple races. I believe it's won at California. It's won at Richmond, and almost won Pocono. So
just think your spotter will be able to tell where you are, though, as opposed to the other ones.
Yes, that is true. But generally, if we were going to change it up, I always send them a lot of pictures of it before the weekend, so Derek up there doesn't get too thrown off. But fortunately, we're going to know what our car looks like. Everyone else, we're going to be kind of confused. But I do love the throwback paint schemes everyone's got. Like I said, I wish we could have done something, but...
What's your favorite so far in the garage, man? Have you seen one that maybe is, Tyler Reddick's favorite?
Actually, kind of like Spencer Gallagher's. It's pretty cool throwback to Michael Waltrip. That one I like a lot. Have you seen their hero cards? They're
oh, yeah,
cool
yeah.
Too.
I heard that's really cool with the program
I'm
kind
good
of
friends with Justin Wapham. He does an incredible job. He does a great job, so I always like whatever he does. From his throwback stuff to like his videos, they're all great. So he does really good work. So that's probably my favorite so far. I haven't got to see them all in person yet, but I like that one a lot.
All right, buddy. Well, there's the number 42. He's going to get in the car, maybe take a walk later, and check out the rest of the paint schemes. William Byron throwing back to Ricky Hendrick. And that's a very special throwback scheme. Of course, he's going to be racing the Hendrick Motorsports Cup car next year. And, of course, the big news, the number change. He'll be taking over the number 24 next year for Hendrick Motorsports. And this paint scheme, I remember Ricky winning that truck race in this very paint scheme. And a beautiful tribute to a fine young man. And a car driven by a fine young man with the Liberty University sponsorship on the number 9. Justin Allgaier. You look at this and you might think, well, that's kind of plain, but this is a really cool throwback. There was a lot of different throwbacks on the tablet for them to do, but this throwback right here, very special to Junior Motorsports, of course. This is one of the original late model paint schemes that the kids drove from Kerry and Dale Jr. and Kelly. Kelly, I remember that black number 38 Mama Pops that she drove, but the Advance Auto Parts colors. Advance Auto Parts, such a huge history in this sport as well. Strickett's got to show me something.
Several of the teams, I know Merriman's looked into this too, several of the teams are running special steering wheels this weekend for the Martin Truex Jr. Foundation. Sherry Pollux obviously has fought through ovarian cancer and is continuing to get better and be strong, but it's really cool that a bunch of these drivers are joining their fellow drivers in the garage and supporting them on both sides of the garage here this weekend at Darlington.
That sure is awesome, and that beautiful helmet right there of Justin Allgaier, and a beautiful touch by a lot of the drivers in this garage. Sherry Pollux, man, she's been in this garage for a long time, from doing PR to, of course, she's with Martin for so many years now, and a really sweet human being, and we wish her nothing but the best. Always keep her in our prayers. The number 2 of Austin Dillon, a little throwback ream scheme. Number 3 car, man, it doesn't need much throwback. It needs just some black and some camouflage, and it is what it is, man. Oh, wait, we got to check this out. This is awesome. You want to talk about throwback? It's weird to have throwbacks of when I was working in the sport, but this is absolutely awesome. The number 21 car that we saw so many, including Jay Sauter ran this car, and of course, Jeff Green is run this car, and this is a pretty special paint scheme that right here with the Rockwell Automation colors.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's I really want to do something from way back, 70s, 80s, not to offend nobody. But just the way with our partners and stuff, it wasn't working out, and this came available. I think it's cool because everybody throws it way back, and it's cool to see something like when I was a kid. This was 9, 10 years old.
It's one of the cars that was a front runner every week in this series.
Exactly. Also, it's cool to be in the 21, cool to have this scheme, cool to have Blue Gate Bank allow us to do this with their brand, and that's cool when you have everybody working together to allow us to come here, participate in a cool weekend like this. That's what it's all about.
All right, man, and it was cool that, well, speaking of cool, we said cool about 8 times, but hey, it's not very cool, so we're trying to get cool by saying it. This is a throwback in a way to Jeff Green. I know you actually went to Jeff and asked him about it too.
I did. I sent, once the rendering was under the car, I sent it to Jeff. I said, hey, I know you're going to be racing. I'm not going to hurt your feelings too bad, right, by running this as a throwback. And he was really receptive to it. He was, he liked to see that somebody was going to honor him. Man, he did so much in what was in Busch Series. And to be able to have his number in this paint scheme this weekend, to honor him was pretty cool. And hey, there's that cool word again. But no, in all honesty, just to have something that we can give to him, he's like a family friend of mine, so really, really neat.
And he's one of the great people in the sport. Looking up and down this garage, I got to ask you, man, besides this number 21 car, the Blue Gate Bank car, what's your favorite?
Oh, man, for me, I got a 00 here, Sam Ard, short track hero.
Yes.
With his late passing and everything he did for short track and paving the way for myself, Cole Custer, and all these guys. I know it's one of the more simple paint schemes, but one that I can remember, and you see it, any picture you see, late racing, this is what it's all about. That's a cool one for me.
And that's an era of this series right here that sometimes is underappreciated.
Exactly.
And a driver like Sam Ard, who was just cut it up in the late model sportsman ranks, and then the Busch Series, which is now XFINITY Series. A lot of people in this generation need to be educated of that, and that's what's great about this weekend.
100%. That's when I saw Cole, announce what he was going to be running. I had to give him a fist bump. This really, really special. So I know he'll do a good job with it. And hopefully we can do the same with our Jeff Green throwback.
All right, there, Daniel Hemrick, great appreciation of the sport from that Kannapolis, North Carolina driver. And this car right here is definitely one of my favorites because I'll tell you what, Sam Ard, a true hero in this sport, who we lost this year, and Cole Custer, what is it like? Is it kind of humbling throwing it back to somebody that meant so much to NASCAR?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to try and honor Sam here, coming here, and obviously we lost him this year, but he was one of the best in the XFINITY Series, so hopefully we can give him a good run. And
what does it mean to come here to Darlington to see all these cars? And well, actually, you know what? I should ask you, besides this 00, what's your favorite one?
It's probably a toss-up for me between the 9 and the 21 here. Those are cars that were in my childhood, so those are pretty cool for me. But that's those two cars I really like for sure.
Different eras, and hey, you're trying to grow a throwback mustache?
I'm attempting. This is about a week's worth right here, so I don't have much.
All right, Cole Custer driving the 00. Matt Tift in this number 19, a beautiful throwback as well. And oh, look at the Blake Cook car. The Blake Cook car is honoring Darrell Waltrip, and man, Junior Johnson, this is that Junior Johnson car that was so darn cool right here.
But, it really is. And what a great weekend here at Darlington. Thanks for everybody watching GarageCam. Hope you go and watch the preview show on Facebook Live. That's awesome. But I got a question for our driver here at Colic Racing, not just mine, but our driver here at Colic Racing. We've had some great schemes by Darrell Waltrip, right? He's now become a personal friend of mine, which I love. So who is the king of gutter protection?
It's Leaf Filter. Leaf, king of gutter protection, right on our hood.
Oh, wait, that is pretty cool.
Nobody has noticed.
Nobody's noticed this.
Nobody's noticed. Who is the
protection.
king of gutter protection?
Instead of the king of beers.
We can't even explain to you how much Leaf Filter is the king of gutter protection. Like, they really don't even have competition.
Hey, what's the king of sunglasses? Look at this. Look at these sunglasses. And he's got the Diamond P Sports hat on.
Teach this. But one thing we can teach is, dude, you could have made it in the 70s.
This 80s weekend.
He doesn't even know his eras.
No, hold on. He could have made it in the 70s.
I tell you what, this is just it's a fun weekend, right?
Put those glasses back on. We get that. This is the one time you can do interviews with glasses on because it's so darn cool.
I know, right? Yeah, this is actually these are Shinesty sunglasses. Shout out to them. Send me some free ones because I'm sick of paying for them.
Hey, hold on a second. So last week it put our two teams in a little bit of a box, right? We went from having a big old lead in the playoffs, and now I got cold chills thinking about this. Blake and I've been talking about it. So is it going to be a battle down to the finish between you and Blake? And don't forget Brennan Gaughan.
Yeah.
And also, Dakota Armstrong sitting right outside.
He's
is it going to be
4
a
points
battle?
out.
Y'all going to fight, or what's going to go on?
We're going to do what we got to do. There's room for both of us in it. So
Well, you don't want to play. All I know is you might want to race him, but you don't want to play poker with him right now.
So
if you look at that,
you
those
haven't been in this
sunglasses.
situation, and you don't know what the playoffs. I mean, last year you was on the Cup side, but you're in a situation now. You gonna put a little pressure on yourself, your whole team? How about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's always pressure, especially when you come to a place like this. You know you can't make a mistake; it can ruin your whole day. But like Blake said, he and I are probably a little more calm than you because we know there's room for both of us. But I got a crew chief on the 5 team that just wants to beat you. So I guess I'm putting the pressure on myself for just it's all about you.
Dude, I was trying to be like a TV star. I wasn't worried about being a crew chief, but I was trying to put a little pressure on him. But, hey, it's going to be a dogfight between these two. Great throwback weekend. Man, I absolutely love it. Y'all guys look, man, you look amazing.
I just like the hat, man. The hat is just the touch. Diamond P, man, back from the TNN days, dude. That's how yeah, oh yeah.
We're going to try not to film any today.
And I'll tell you what, I started this sport with TNN, and that's just, and he's got an awesome paint scheme in his own, the Brad Doty car. Oh, that is awesome, the number 5 car. Some of these schemes rolling through the garage for the first time, and there's the awesome Cal cover paying tribute to Brad Doty. Man, that is cool right there. If you're a short track fan, a dirt track fan, grew up in watching sprint cars, and heck, Diamond P Productions, man, they used to have a bunch of those sprint car races on. That's how a lot of us got to know guys like Sammy Swindell and Doty and Kinzer and all of them. Ryan Reed throwing back. Little Alan Kulwicki paint scheme right here. He's got the Kulwicki scheme, and he's got the, dude, you might have the hat of the day right there.
Yeah, this hat's pretty awesome. Found it on eBay.
Okay.
I asked Jack if how old it was and if he'd sign it for me. He thought it was about 15 years old.
No, it's older than that.
I figured Jack was selling it short there. I think it's more like 30 years old. So that's pretty sweet find. I think it was like $12.99 or something. I was all about it.
That's a bargain right there.
I got an even better one for tomorrow, though. I'm saving it.
All right, saving it. All right, what's your favorite throwback up and down the garage besides this beautiful Lily Diabetes Alan Kulwicki throwback?
Oh, man. That's tough. I think that the 20 car, I think they have that Davey Allison scheme. I think is pretty sweet. Actually, Brendan Gaughan's right there. He used to race a Napa car against my old man back in the Winston West days. So there's some pretty cool ones that take me back to my childhood. I like your hat, though. I think your hat's definitely the hat of the day. I mean, this thing's not even close.
All right, thanks, Ryan Reed. And, well, I guess I got to show it now, but Earnhardt, baby. Earnhardt. Benny Mingo throwing it back with some killer facial hair right there. He's just a natural throwback. Hey, there's the Brendan Gaughan Napa Auto Parts, number 62, and running that car in the old Winston West Series, and that's pretty cool. And, hey, let's go over here real quick. Let's see if we can grab a word with Mr. Armstrong here, who I'm now calling Cale Armstrong.
Yeah, what's going on?
Do you feel a little tougher now that I called you Cale Armstrong?
It does, especially being here in Darlington. It's got to be tough here, so yeah, feels good.
All right, man, you're 4 points out. This playoff deal is within reach.
Yeah, no, I think we were sitting in a good spot before Jeremy won last week, but we're still in a good spot. We can still make it happen. We definitely have to go out there, though, and perform each week. We're going to have to make sure we race really, really hard. We're going to have to finish, and we're just going to have our best 3 races here right before going into the playoffs to make it.
And I think we learned last week that anything can happen.
No, it can't happen. That's right, yeah. So we got to do our job back here in the practice today, and so we can make it. So should be good, though.
All right, Dakota Armstrong, the number 28, throwing back right there. J.J. Yaley's number 14. Let's get on over here and show you 2 special cars. The number 4 car, throwing back to the dirt track legend, Mike Duval, and the Flintstone Flyer, and one of the greats, Mike Duval. And also thoughts and prayers to Duval and the Duval family. At Charles Huffman, you wanted to see the number 4, the beautiful tribute car for Mike Duval, a dirt track legend in the region of the Southeast, and a man that could get it done. And as a kid, I always thought that Flintstone Flyer car was one of the coolest looking race cars in the history of the sport. And it was a grassroots dirt late model. That's what's just so cool. We're throwing back to so many different things here, whether it's J.J. Yaley throwing back to an A.J. Foyt car. This is the old Copenhagen scheme and the number 14. Or it's a short track legend or a South Carolina guy like the number 28 of Cale Yarborough. It doesn't matter. We're paying homage to the great history of NASCAR during Throwback Weekend. Make sure you tune in to GarageCam at 12:30 p.m. Just right after lunch here. Just go grab a bite, grab a bologna sandwich, maybe some Fritos, and tune back in to NASCAR Facebook Live or NASCAR.com for the Cup Show. And we got Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to be joining us on that show and doing a whole bunch of throwback things on that show as well. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner. This is Throwback NASCAR Weekend. And until next time, we'll see you at the races.